Hey everyone, this is Bob here in the Nerve Center at the Wirefly campus. And today we're going to take a closer look at the new T-Mobile Optimus T cell phone. This is made by LG and it is a relatively small, compact Android 2.2 phone. So right off the bat, this brings up the fact that this is Android 2.2, one of the few phones on the market to actually ship with the latest of the Android operating system versions. So this is actually a value-priced phone. So this is a phone that's intended to be for those who are just getting into the Android market, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. So let's talk about what the Optimus T has. First of all, as you can see, it has a nice LCD screen. This measures 3.2 inches diagonally, and it has an overall resolution of 320 versus 480. So right off the bat, that's a clue. It doesn't have as big a screen as some other Android phones, and it doesn't have the high resolution of some other Android phones. Then again, it doesn't have the high price that some Android phones have, and it's also really quite compact, fits in the hand well, and actually feels good in the hand. Let's take a little tour around the phone. On this side, we have the volume up-down rocker. Now that control is used not only for the loudness of the ringer, but also the loudness of the audio that you get from the 3.5 millimeter stereo audio jack. This is the on-off button. On this side, we don't have any features for phone operation. On the bottom, we have the standard micro USB port that's used to not only charge the phone, but also to interchange data back and forth between the phone and your computer. On the front face, we have the menu key, the home key, the back button, and the search button. And LG has its own overlay of a user interface over Android 2.2. So this is the button you press to make phone calls. This is the button you press to call up your applications. And this is the button you press to get your messages. Now that works for both email and for text messages. Starting with what you see here on the main screen, of course there's a camera, and the camera has a resolution of 3.2 megapixels. There is no LED flash. And also you can shoot video, standard definition video with this, not HD. That's another difference that this would have between a higher level Android phone and the more moderate price level that the Optimus T resides at.
This is an example of the video quality on the T-Mobile Optimus T. This is some shots around the Wirefly campus. It's fall, so there's some lovely fall colors on some of the trees. Looking more or less into the sun here, that's always a difficult thing for a camera to do. There's the Wirefly building. That's a look at the video from the T-Mobile Optimus T.
Now, one of the things I want to mention, I can't easily demonstrate here, is that with the Optimus T, I did some speed tests, and at one location I got a maximum speed of 3 megabits per second connected to T-Mobile's network. That's a pretty darn fast speed. Now this is considered a 3G phone, so it uses T-Mobile's HSDPA network, which has a maximum data rate of 7.2 megabits. I got 3 megabits, and I considered that to be pretty darn fast. I'm going to flip it over now and take a look inside the Optimus T. To open it, by the way, the simple way to open it is to put a thumb on the back and then a fingernail into the slot at the top, and the back comes right off. Underneath the back is a 1500 milliamp hour battery. Of course, there's a SIM card under there as well. And here is a micro SD card. Now the Optimus T, to get the micro SD card, I don't know if you can see that, it says open. To open the carrier for the micro SD card, you have to slide this little metal guard slightly to the top here. So slide it, and then it tips up, and then you can get the micro SD card. It comes with a 2 gigabyte micro SD card. Like any Android phone, the Optimus T lets you have widgets on the screen. Here's a Google search widget. Over here I've got a weather widget for the region I'm in, which is the Washington, D.C. area. And it comes standard with some email applications right on the main Android page here. So if I, for instance, touch Gmail, this was really easy to set up. Bingo, I'm already into my Gmail account, and I see that I've got some email already there from somebody. And very easy to go ahead and deal with your email. There's also a nifty video tour that they provide for you on the phone to help you get around the phone. If I stack it up right like this, you can see more of it. So you can introduce this guy who kind of shows you around your phone, and he talks about the basics and how you can set up your Gmail and get apps and so forth. Of course, since this is an Android phone, you have full access to the Android market, which, of course, anybody can do on their Android phone. Another app that's right here on the main page is Maps. I use this to navigate my way to a nightclub in the area where I played guitar at an open mic the other day, and it did a very nice job of that. So here's now a little better idea of just how big the Optimus T is. There's a credit card. Of course, if you want to rack up some charges against my friend's account there, his name is your name here, so be sure you get that right. So it's not all that much bigger than a credit card, so it's actually a fairly small, compact phone. I went to the Google Market and downloaded an app called Quadrant. This is a performance testing application, so I'm going to go ahead and try to run that now. There we go. This will do a full benchmark test, so let's go ahead and do that. Now this tests the CPU speed, it tests memory, input-output, it tests 2D and 3D graphics as well. And then it goes on the internet and compares the numbers, it calculates the numbers for this phone, and then it compares them to the other phones out there. So it'll take a little time to run this test, but we will see what we get. During the course of the test, by the way, it'll put up some pretty nifty looking graphics, so it's always fun to watch an Android test do a Quadrant test. Android 2.2 phones are somewhat faster than previous versions of Android, so we can expect that the Optimus T will not be at the bottom, although this is a low to mid-price phone, a value-priced phone. It's not going to be at the top either. Okay, this is the first of the 2D graphics tests. Now it's into the 3D graphics tests. Okay, there's two more 3D graphics tests. This is one of those. Pretty neat looking, actually. It does a very nice rendering that. This is the last of the 3D graphics tests. Strand of DNA. Okay, now it's asking if I want to go on the internet so it can do calculations. And it said that this device scored a 411. You can see there's some devices that scored less, but of course many that scored higher. So that's kind of what I was anticipating with this being a value-priced Android phone. Well, that's it for this review of the T-Mobile Optimus T, an Android 2.2 phone. I'm Bob here at Wirefly. Thanks for stopping by and taking a look, and I'll see you around.